This is a tutorial on how to upload chemical structures into Peaksel and create extracted ion chromatograms using them. First, we'll cover how to deal with individual injections, and then we'll also go through batch capabilities. So here's our injection where we have mass spec and PDA chromatograms. We now want to extract an ion chromatogram. For this, we can use different chemical formats like molecular formula, SMILES string, SD, MOL files, and even INCHI. Let's start with molecular formula. In order to add a substance, we click on the plus button, and in the dialog we can enter molecular formula itself and alias for the molecule. Once we apply the changes, our EIC chromatogram is automatically created, peaks are detected, and additionally, they are selected on all other chromatograms. If you have an Excel or CSV file, then instead of manually entering all this information, you can simply upload those files or just copy-paste the content. As you can see, my molecular formula column comes first, which is important, then I have the column with aliases. I can copy and paste either one row or multiple rows. As you can see, Peaksel is going to add multiple substances when I do that. By the way, you don't even need to open the dialog for this. You can simply click on one of the mass spec cards and paste there. This will do the same job without extra clicks. That was molecular formula, but we could instead copy and paste SMILES string, and now we can see the molecule itself. Note that Peaksel will automatically detect the format of the chemical string, but sometimes it's impossible to tell them apart. For instance, CO could be either SMILES or molecular formula. And if you want to be explicit about the format, you can include the header of the sheet or CSV file, and if you put SMILES, MF, or INCHI word there, Peaksel will use the header instead of guessing the format. And the last format that we'll go over is MOL and SD. And it's also very simple. We can just upload the file or paste its content. But how do we make the alias field? For that, you need to have an attribute called name in the file. Let me open my SD file with a text editor. This is how the attribute looks. But if you have an insight for Excel, you'll simply have to add a column called name and then save it as SDF. This concludes the first part of the tutorial, meaning working with individual injections. Now let's see how we can handle batches. There are two modes in which we can add compounds here. First mode is adding a single compound to the selected injections. First, we insert a structure, then we select which injections should receive it. And after just a moment, the compounds were added to all selected injections. EICs were created and peaks were detected. Another way of adding structures is by recording which compounds should be added to which injections. With CSV or Excel files, we simply add a third column. As you can see, we're updating many injections at a time. After uploading the file, the EICs are created only in the injections mentioned in the Excel file. If you choose to work with SD files, you can add yet another attribute called injection to each structure in the file, and that will have the same effect. In this particular case, I chose to upload only one structure to one injection, but such file may contain as many records as you want. Hopefully, you learned how to register chemical structures directly in Peaksel, but note that structures can also come directly from the instrument raw files. This part is vendor specific though, but you can find the instructions in the documentation on our site.